The phone rang at exactly 5:12 a.m., not the kind of call anyone expects at that hour, and definitely not the kind that brings good news. Mary sat up immediately, her heart racing. Beside her, her husband, David, was still half asleep. "Who is calling this early?" he muttered. Mary didn't answer. Something inside her already knew. She picked up the phone. Hands trembling. "Hello." The voice on the other end was cold. Slow. Unfamiliar. "We have your son." Silence. "Then, if you want him alive, bring 20 million naira. Daniel was not just a son, he was the son, the only boy in a family of 4. Mary used to say, "God gave us Daniel to bring light into this house." And it was true. Daniel was gentle, respectful, and full of dreams. He had just graduated from university and was posted for his national service. The day he left home in his white shirt and khaki trousers, his younger sisters, Grace and Anita, followed him to the gate. "Brother, don't forget us when you become rich," Anita joked. Daniel laughed. "I will build you both a big house." Mary hugged him tightly. "Stay safe," she whispered. David placed a hand on his shoulder. "Be strong. Make us proud." Daniel smiled. "I will, Dad." None of them knew that would be the last peaceful moment they would share. It was supposed to be a normal day at his place of assignment. Daniel had woken up early, ironed his uniform, and even joked with his fellow corps members. "After service, life begins," he said. But life had other plans. On his way back from a nearby town, the road suddenly went quiet, too quiet. The vehicle slowed, then men appeared from the bushes, shouting. Confusion. Fear. Within minutes, everything changed. Daniel was taken, just like that. Back in their home, Mary could barely breathe after the call. 20 million. She whispered. David stood frozen. "Where will we get that kind of money?" Grace began to cry. "Mom, is Daniel going to die?" "No." Mary shouted suddenly. "No, my son will not die." But her voice shook, because deep down, she didn't know. The house that was once full of laughter became silent. Mary stopped eating. Every corner reminded her of Daniel, his slippers by the door, his favorite chair, the cup he used the last morning he was home. David tried to stay strong. "I will find a way," he kept saying. But each night, when everyone slept, he sat alone in the dark, thinking, calculating, failing. 20 million naira, it felt impossible. In the forest, Daniel lay on the cold ground, tired, hungry, afraid, but he refused to lose hope. He remembered his mother's words, "Never give up, no matter how hard life gets." He whispered to himself, "I will go home." One of the men guarding him looked at him. "You think your family can pay?" Daniel said nothing, because even he didn't know. Days passed, then weeks. The calls continued. "Bring the money, or forget your son." David sold his land, Mary sold her jewelry, friends contributed what they could, even Grace gave her savings. "It's for my brother," she said, but it was still not enough, not even close. One night, Mary stood up suddenly. "I am going to see them." David turned sharply. "Are you mad? That is my son," she cried. "I carried him for 9 months. I will not sit here while he suffers." David held her hands. "And what if you don't come back?" Mary looked at him, tears streaming down her face. "Then at least I tried." The next call came again. David spoke this time. "We don't have 20 million. But we have something." There was silence. Then the voice said, "Bring it." The day of the exchange came. It was the longest day of their lives. Mary held Daniel's photograph tightly. "Please, come back to me," she whispered. Hours passed, then a knock on the door. David opened it slowly, and there he was, Daniel, weak, dirty, but alive. Mary screamed and ran to him. "My son." Daniel fell into her arms. "I told you. I will come home." Grace and Anita hugged him tightly. The house that once felt empty was full again. In a land where dreams are meant to grow, some families are forced to fight just to stay whole. Daniel survived. but many stories do not end this way, and somewhere out there, another phone is ringing at 5 a.m.